The Euros and Copa America are over and teams around Europe are getting back to training. And so has Barça. For around 2 weeks now. Key players who contributed at the international tournaments didn't join training from the start. So the trainings were filled with youngsters, players returning from injury and players who didn't participate in the tournaments. But now, a couple of weeks later, Lewandowski and Christensen joined the team because they didn't get far in the Euros. Araujo and Pedri also came back early to work on their recovery. The team is working very hard to be in the best shape possible before the preseason starts. In this video, we will discuss the latest news of Barça and check out what has been going on around the club. Before we move on, make sure to subscribe to my channel. So if you want to join our Barça community, please subscribe. From the start of the very first training, it became clear that Hansi Flick finds physical work and performance extremely important. This is something known from the manager, especially from his time at Bayern, where he transformed players into literal beasts. The reason for this is because his playing style demands good physicality from the players, and he thinks having this is a major advantage. People within the club and team have said that they have never seen something like Flick's mentality and preparation. So this is already a very good sign and beginning to the new season. Flick expects the players to give everything in training. And players that stood out for him were Fati and Gavi in particular. He wants to give Fati a special plan to get the player back to the form he once possessed. For Flick, next to physical preparation, mentality is key. The Germans always lay emphasis on the punctuality, and this is not different with Hansi Flick. The manager demands his players to be on time, to create a better group cohesion. So I think Dembele is happy that he is in Paris. Then some other news. Barça has made the first transfer of this season. The Catalan side bought Mamadou Mbacke from LAFC. The 21-year-old Senegalese centre-back spent last season with FC Barcelona B and has left a great impression. So great that the club decided to buy him permanently on a 2-year deal. He has already played for Villarreal and scored 6 goals in 42 games at LAFC, which is quite good for a centre-back. Then, in other transfer news, Nico Williams is very likely to join Barça this summer. The club believes he is the priority signing after his amazing performances at the Euros. The club wants to pay his release clause of 60 million euros. The only thing left is to decide on his salary and wait for LaLiga's approval on the whole fair play situation. But it is very likely that he will be a Barça player next season. Other players Barça would like to sign are Dani Olmo for around 50 million euros from Leipzig and Michael Merino from Real Sociedad for around 30 million euros. Although Nico Williams still has the priority. So we will have to wait to see what the club can do. Then, something that really scared me. The salaries of the La Liga teams of next season have been revealed. You might think of Mbappe on number 1, Bellingham on number 2, and maybe Vinicius on number 3? No, you're very wrong. On number 1 we have Frankie de Jong with 37.5 million. On number 2 we have Lewandowski with 33 million. And on number 3 we have Mbappe with 31 million. I think it is insane that Frankie de Jong is the highest earner in La Liga. And maybe it is better to sell him now we have the chance. But Barça still owes both Lewandowski and Frankie de Jong a lot of money that they couldn't pay in recent years. So it was already agreed on to pay it this season. So even though the players get sold, the club still owes them a lot of money. Barça will play their first game of the preseason tour in the United States against Manchester City in the Camping World Stadium in Orlando, Florida. This game will be a big challenge against one of the, if not the best team in the world with former Barça coach Pep Guardiola. Of course it is preseason and it doesn't really matter if the team wins or not. But it will show the first glimpse of what Hansi Flick can or already did to this team. Next to that, a lot of youngsters will play, and the manager will take the opportunity to try new things. Orlando, Florida gets really humid in the summer, so the teams will rotate their players a lot as well. Barca's new kit was released last week, and it had the best opening day out of all Barca kit releases ever. The most sold shirt was the one of Lamine Yamal after that amazing Euros performance. The second was Pedri and the third was Gavi. I think the shirt looks great, and I hope the team will achieve a lot in it. Lastly, Thiago Alcantara, former Barca, Bayern Munich and Liverpool player who recently retired, has joined Hansi Flick's training staff. Hansi Flick saw him as the perfect person to connect his mentality and tactics to the players, because he is already familiar with Flick's tactics, can speak Spanish, and has a good relationship with players such as Lewandowski and Sergi Roberto. So that was all the latest Barca news. I really hope we can buy Nico Williams and maybe either Olmo or Marino. If this happens, I think Barca will have a great season. But I'm just happy to see Barca train and play again in preseason. I hope you enjoyed this video. Join our Barca community by subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to like the video and check out some of my other content as well. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time.